People, deluded, I'm back again. The Premier League is finally back, people. It ended at Watford. It starts for us against Fulham in the 2020-21 season. We'll be playing away from home against the newly promoted Fulham team. Scott Parker, bullish after being promoted via the playoffs. Bullish after obviously signing a new deal, you know. And this is an ironic game because you remember when we last played them when they were up, people proclaimed we got our Arsenal back despite the fact that we had to come from behind. And again, we're relying on a masterclass from Emre at half-time, you know. It's a London derby, you know. Apparently Saliba's going to start. You want to see Saliba start. We want to see our players blooded in. You know, this is what we live for. It's going to be a tough season. It's going to be a hard season. You know, it's almost mission impossible for us to get top four with this bunch of players. But what I do believe is that we have enough in this team with Arteta to put more of a fight. That's all I'm asking for. If we don't get top four, it's a failure again. But all I'm asking for is a proper fight. What Chelsea and United were doing, and obviously Leicester bottled it, I want to see that, you know. Because as much as I think, you know, we're not good enough to get top four and it's a tough ask, you know, we have shot ourselves in the foot as much as opponents being better than us. Ifs and buts don't win football games. Ifs and buts in hindsight always reflective and also beneficial. But you know, if we didn't draw all of these silly games, if we didn't drop as many points from winning position, if our game management was spot on, if we kept clean sheets and stopped allowing the amount of shots statistically Leno and Martinez had to face, we'd be a better team. If we played better against the top teams, especially away from home. Now Arteta's shown us that we're building towards that, but there's several things, regardless of how good other teams are, that we have done to make it worse for ourselves, really make it worse for ourselves. So I want to see, first and foremost, over this season, players learning from mistakes. It's going to be a tough season. We're going to have injuries, we're going to have suspensions, players are going to make mistakes, mistakes are going to happen, bad games are going to happen, we are going to lose games. These things are going to happen, but it's how you react. I want these players to remember the hurt and how it felt for season in, season out, failure to get top four, seeing your names plastered over the papers, seeing tough comments, questioning your mentality, your attitude, your ability. Footballers are meant to be prideful. This should hurt you. Use that pain and anguish of last season to fuel you to have success this year, or at least put in more of a fight, because it's going to be a tough task. And if you're not on this thing, you need to move on. Every game is a cup final, apologies. It doesn't matter how we played in the Community Shield. Doesn't matter about the FA Cup. These things are irrelevant now, you know. Take the good from them and build on it, you know. But we need a squad fighting. It's going to be a tough season. The games are going to come thick and fast. I need to see consistency levels. There are no easy games in the Premier League, and Fulham are going to be bullish playing us, people. We're going to be playing in our away shirt that was brought out yesterday, and our third shirt, better yet, that was brought out yesterday, people. I've actually ordered it, and I hope it comes before the game. I haven't got much optimism in that. You know, the big talking point in relation to Arsenal is obviously just going to be, you know, the Torreiras, the Guendouzi's, the Ozils. Actually, Martinez now, who's been linked with Villa, is he going to start? He played in the Community Shield, but, you know, if there's speculation over your future, I think he'll handle himself with professionalism. Probably best Leno plays then, and we just keep it moving and we keep him on the bench. But either way, apart from the speculation over their futures, the only question mark is Luiz. Apparently he sustained a neck injury, people, you know. So we'll have to see. It's Arteta's first full season as well, so let's make it something to remember, people. And he's going to learn a lot. It's going to be a tough season. I want to start off well because it's not going to get any easier. You know, we've got these lot, we've got West Ham, we've got Liverpool to come. The games are coming thick and fast. And like I was normally saying in all my other videos, we need to target from now to the end of the year, staying amongst the pack, staying in around that top four position. From December, make sure you come out at the end of January, at beginning of February with something. From February, your focus should just be April. From April to May, it's a shootout. It doesn't slip. You've worked very hard over the season. Make sure you're at the other side of it. And, you know, Aubameyang signed a new deal. Allegedly, he's going to be at it. You know, he's been scoring goals since he came. I strongly doubt he doesn't want to play in the Champions League. So we need to show what we can do, man. Fulham are a good side. They wouldn't be a good side if they didn't get promoted. You know, they've got certain players. You know, they've got Kamara, who can play on the wings as well as the flanks. I don't think he's the best of players, but he is a physical handful. He will work the channels well and he will run. If they play Mitrovic, we know what Mitrovic is on. He can score goals, he can link up play, and he's a physical brute. So any defenders, make sure you're up for a physical battle. When balls are being whipped into the box, please don't let our fullbacks, in particular Maitland if he plays, Tierney if he plays, Bellerin if he plays, get pinned against Mitrovic. Because as a striker, that's what you're told to do. You're told to get onto the fullbacks. Typically, they're small. You'll beat them in the air. We need to be up for a physical battle, both in terms of pace-wise and in terms of strength. They've got some good players. They've got Bobby Reed, they've got Anguissa, they've got Reed, they've got Onama, they've got Lemena. Now, that's an okay bunch of midfielders. That's an industrial midfield. So again, they can cover ground. The fans aren't there, so the 12th man ain't going to be there. But if I'm Fulham, you know, you're expected to lose this game. You're promoted to the Premier League. You've got nothing to lose. This is what some of you players were working for last season. You know, go out and play like that and give Arsenal issues. I strongly doubt they play, but I've got a lot of time for their youngsters, Sylvester Jasper and Stanisfield. I can't say his name, the young striker who I think his dad used to be a baller. They've obviously got Tom Craney as well, who last time he's in the Prem showed that he couldn't make the step up from the champs to the Prem, but he might be at it this time. It's going to be a tough game, people. In relation to my lineup, though, it's a techie one because do we go free at the back? I don't know how long Arteta's had to train with the likes of Gabriel and things like that. But if I had to go with my team, my first lineup would be, and I want to say sorry to Saka because he'd miss out in this only just because of Pepe, even though Saka probably deserves to play. I went with Martinez, Maitland-Niles, Holding, Saliba, Tierney, Ceballos, Xhaka, Willian in that 10 position, Lacazette, Aubameyang and Pepe as our front three. If we elect for three at the back, then personally speaking, I'm going with Rob Holding, Saliba, Tierney. I'm going with Maitland-Niles at right back, Saka at left back. I'm going in the midfield of Xhaka and Ceballos. So yeah, and then I think I'm missing out a player, you know. I'll go Torreira. I'll go Torreira. I'll go Aubameyang, Lacazette and Pepe. That actually 3-4-3. That actually confused me, people. So like I said, Holding, Saliba, Tierney. In our midfield, Maitland-Niles, Saka, Ceballos, and obviously Xhaka. And then obviously you've got the three men in Aubameyang, Pepe and Lacazette. And obviously, if I hadn't said it, Martinez in goal. I'm keen to see what he does. If he goes with a back four, I'm inclined to believe it's Holding and Saliba. But there's every case to go with Tierney and Saliba really and truly and pull Saka or Maitland-Niles at left back. I think he'll go with a back three. I want to see a back four because listen, it's all about intent. I've seen City play a back three and score 5 goals. It's all about intent. I don't think right now we have players that split the lines and players that understand this team is just sitting in front of us. We really struggle to break teams down, and I only see a handful of players when they realise that we're playing against a rigid team, 2 banks of 4, 11 man behind the ball that want to play in harmful areas. So we're going to have to learn to break down teams. So for me, it's all about the intention. I don't necessarily mind 3 at the back. That being said, I would like to see a 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, just a 4 at the back, traditional Arsenal sort of formation, which it could happen. My educated guess would be we're going with a back 3 at least, because it's important to just get that 3 points. That's all I want, man. Let's start the season well. Let's get that 3 points. We need to be able to start saying we can put a run of 5 games minimum together. You need to be consistent, and all that matters is how you start against Fulham and how we end. I don't even know who we play last, how we end. So I hope players are up for the task. I know Arteta is on it. I know the fans are on it. I know Aubameyang, Saka, Martinelli, Tierney, Martinez and Leno, if here, are going to be on it. You know, I don't know for every other player. And it's down for the players to prove certain fans wrong and show that they're all up for this, people. It's going to be a long season. Hopefully we can get top 4 in an ideal world. You know, and the best, an A-star season would obviously be top 4 domestically, a Europa League and an FA Cup. Can we bring in one of those trophies and cement a top 4 place? If anything, can we just get a top 4 place? We all know last chance saloon would be, which we failed to do for the last couple of seasons, getting over the line and bringing home the Europa League trophy. So we'll have to see, man. But in relation to my Arsenal versus Fulham preview, I don't have anything more to add, so I'm going to keep it moving. It's always a pleasure. DG.